Okay. So my preference on the dating scene, and again, which I hope to be off soon, I am looking to settle down. I try to only date sisters who have or had both parents in their lives. In particular, ones who have seen their mother submit to their father or their stepfather in general. I find um, when a woman has seen her mother in a role where the man is the head of the household, they're going to look to follow man's lead. If a woman has seen her mother being a single mother, again, the majority of the time, in my experiences, they don't know what a man leading is. They're actually a lot of times against it, and they're adamantly against it, and they're saying that they're against it. So the control factor and submission factor, it just doesn't register as well from a sister who had both parents.
And I like to say, look, I come from very basic means, military child. My father spent 25 years in the service. But what he taught me was a lot of self-respect about myself and how to conduct myself as a lady and to have certain levels of standards. And an example of how a man gets up every day and goes out and takes care of his family and people know who the baby daddy is. I mean, you know,
right.
Good examples.
Well, I do too. I mean, my dad is a gem. I mean, he really is. And I mean, not that we want to run out and marry our dads every place.
No.
But we do come from families where we see a father at the head of the household doing the right thing by his women, his children, and the whole bit.
Submission is a beautiful thing. It's
not what being a submissive woman is.
I let him make decisions. He's a man. And if
that women took it to another level. Now it's like I don't need a man. I don't need a man for.
My man sets the tone, and I humble the household. So if he comes home upset, it is my duty as a wife to humble the household. And I'm not saying everybody's household is supposed to be this way, but that's just how I was raised. I was raised by my father. And my father had his role, and then my mom had hers. So, you know, and I'm not trying to take it back to 1920 something, but to be honest with you, the household was ran, and those marriages outlived any marriage that is 2014 and thus far.
Hey YouTube, what's up? It's me, Brittany. I just wanted to come on here and do another Brittany's Corner. This is going to be about submissive women. How I was raised is that, you know, my father, I was raised with my mother and my father. So, you know, my parents are still married, everything. But the man ultimately made the final decision. And as a wife, my mother agreed with most of his decisions because she allowed him to be a man, and she knew that that was her husband and he would not lead her anywhere wrong. He was not going to put her in a position where she would be unsafe. She trusted him. She gave her all of his trust. She knew that that he would always lead her to a better life and everything.
Now you guys are about to witness some YouTube suicide, basically, because I know I'm going to get massacred with all the comments from black women coming at me saying, how dare you? And the reason why I wanted to come and make this video is because I am actually getting very sick and tired of black women, especially. Not that it's not women of all races saying it, but I'm mostly hearing from black women, and I'm getting very sick and tired of it. Black women keep saying, there's no good black men out there. My thing is, they are out there. You're not paying them any attention. He could be the guy that maybe works at Starbucks, works at the library, could be a truck driver or a bus driver. But because he's not driving a Bentley or a Benz and he doesn't have the flyest gear on, so to speak, you don't pay him any mind. You completely brush him off. And when he does approach you in the right way, you completely ignore him. But the thug, you're like, hey, boo, what's going on? But when the nice guy comes at you, you're like, you don't have nothing for me. You don't have nothing to offer me. You don't have any money. I don't want to deal with you. So to say that you're just going to go be with a white man makes no sense to me. And I also put it like this. You're a product of two black parents. Your father's black. Your father's black.
Your father's black.
I take offense to that when women say there's no good black men out there, because I was raised along with my mother by a very good black man. My father is the best dad in the world, and basically my boyfriend is picking up where my dad left off, and that's basically who you should be with. But I also know how to treat my man as well, ladies, and that's another thing too. But just let me get back to this other point first. My father is a great man. He really is. I love him to death. He's awesome. And I hate when I hear women say there's no good black men out there. Just because maybe your father wasn't there in your life, but that doesn't mean that all men are like that. And just because you had a problem with your last boyfriend doesn't mean that every man is going to be like your past boyfriend.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Miss Kimberly J. And I'm coming to you with another topic of discussion. And this is something that I've touched on briefly also in the past, I believe. But I want to come at it from a different angle. This video is pretty much to praise, give props, and much respect and mad love to every good black man out there. I think you have enough critics, you have enough haters, you have enough people downing, dissing, and talking about you in a negative way. And I don't think we spend enough time thanking and praising the good black man. I love my black man. I have a beautiful father who is black as well and love him to death. He's been an epitome of what a man should be. He has been a father. He has been a husband. He and my mother have been married for over 40 plus years. I forget exactly how long. I think it's 44 years now. And I had that too. I came up in that environment with a two-parent home. I got to see my daddy going back and forth to work, providing for the family. I got to see him being faithful to my mother. I got to see him being loving, and I got to see that. So I know it exists. So there are good men out there. There are good black men out there. So let's not give up on our own.